afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great to be here in Virginia. Thank you all for being here. It's an extraordinary, troubling time for our country. And the reason it's so troubling is that we have a nation that today feels more divided than at any time in my lifetime. And we're divided in large measure because our leaders are not providing the type of clarity about what are the important priorities that the people want our country to be pursuing. The first and most important thing to me, not only as a governor, but more importantly as a husband and a father, is the safety and the security of my family. And I expect you feel the same way. And that safety and security is not just about being safe and secure from threats outside this country. It's about making sure that we are safe and secure from threats of violence from within our country as well. We need a president who once again will put law and order at the top of the priority of the presidency in this country. Our police officers, the men and women who stand each day to protect us, need to understand that the President of the United States and his administration will give them the benefit of the doubt, not always believe that what they've done is somehow wrong. We need to stand behind the men and women in blue in this country. I spent 7 years as a member of law enforcement, as the United States Attorney in New Jersey. And during those years, the president I served made it very clear to us that our first job was to protect the safety and security of the American people, and that every other priority, while important, fell in behind that. We need once again to have a president who puts the safety and security of our citizens first and does not blink or hesitate to take the strong action that needs to be taken to make sure that those both at home and around the world know that lawlessness will not be tolerated from anyone, no matter how powerful or lack of power that those people may have. Law and order needs to be the first priority once again in our country. And in this coming election, there can be little question about where law and order stands and where lawlessness stands. The fact is that we had the spectacle last week of watching a director of the FBI twice in 1 week repeatedly say that the Democratic nominee for president lied to the American people, that the Democratic nominee for president put her own political convenience ahead of the safety and the security of the American people, an FBI director who said that the repeated assurances that Mrs. Clinton has given us over the course of the last year regarding her email scandal, in fact, in every material way were false. That's not a person who will stand for the rule of law. That's a person who will stand for the rule of her. And that's not what we need in the White House. And everyone who's involved in law enforcement should be rightfully concerned if you have a president who puts the rule of law behind their own personal interests. I support Donald Trump and have for quite some time because I know that he will be the type of president who will put the rule of law first, who will make sure that the law is enforced aggressively and appropriately, and who will put people in his administration who understand that the rules in this country and the laws of this country apply to everyone, not just the least powerful, but also the most powerful. They apply to everyone. And so I am grateful and happy that you are here today to lend your voices to that effort and to also listen. Listen to what these candidates have to say. Listen to how Donald Trump will stand up, not only for those who serve today in law enforcement, but also for the men and women who have served in our military. They deserve much better than what this administration has given them. That will mean making tough decisions. That will mean breaking some China all throughout the government. It will mean stopping this pattern of accepting less than the best for the people of this country. We need someone who has always demanded the best from everyone who has worked for him and with him, and who will place the interests of the American people first and foremost. That is the person who is going to be our Republican nominee next week, and it is the person who I firmly believe will serve this country best as the next president of the United States. We need to make sure that we go out there and fight as hard as we can to make that happen. There will be no could-have-beens, should-have-beens on the day after the election. It's going to be, we did it, we fought for it, we stood up, and we took our country back to law and order once again. In the 7 years I stood as U.S. Attorney, I made sure that justice was both blind and fair. And we need to make sure that that returns to our country. It has left it in this administration, and we need to restore it. And that's why I'm so proud to be with the man that's here, and you're going to hear from him in a few minutes today, because he is someone who will make sure that he absolutely gives you the confidence every night when you put your head on the pillow that his #1 priority will be the safety and security of your family. Thanks so much for being here today. It's great to see all of you again.